Hi, Gary Klaban here. You know, first starting in business, my first mentor said, Gary, you have to slow down to speed up. Doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense, but it actually works really well. Likewise, if you really want to have financial freedom, you have to look at it from a long-term perspective of where you're going to get short-term financial flexibility and financial freedom. So here's how it works. There's two key areas we want to look at. First is cash flow, in particular expenses. This is where you get in trouble all the time. The two biggest expenses are housing and transportation. They typically are 35 to 50% of our total expenses. Now, when you look at housing, you might want to get a rental unit, something less than 1 year or less in commitment for yourself, or maybe you have to have a roommate, or maybe you have to live with friends or family to make this work out. Second, transportation. You want to keep the cost down, so typically you're going to look at buying a used car, getting through payments as soon as possible so that 5 years down the road you have no payments, you own that vehicle outright. So that's the expense side. But to make that work, you need to have dollars available when bad things happen in our life, personally, with our jobs, with our family, with the economy, and so forth. So first, you save 10% of your money. Let's say you make $50,000 a year. That's $5,000 a year for 5 years. That's $25,000. Also, you find an employment where they have a 401k, and in particular a match that gives, let's say, 4%. You put 4% away minimally to get that full match of 4%. That 8% of $50,000 is $4,000. Now you have $20,000 after 5 years in the 401k. So 5 years out, you own your car, you have no commitment long term with your housing, and if something goes bump in the night and you lose your job, or instead you're looking for that job that now you really want to do that makes a lot of sense to you, then you have $25,000 set aside to look around for a while to get that. Also, the banks love you. They're going to go out there and they're going to give you a loan at the lowest possible interest rate because you're a great risk. So you get the financial freedom in the short term, the flexibility necessary because you focused on what it would look like 5 years down the line. And that's why it's important to make that focus out into the future. Until next time, enjoy.